While we're talking about areas where we disagree, there's a growing concern about intolerance for free speech on America's universities and even law school campuses. What do these incidents say about the health of our democracy, and what advice would you give students who may passionately disagree with viewpoints they hear on campus?
I'm a passionate defender of the First Amendment, and the First Amendment applies to public universities. It does not apply to private universities. But I will just talk about the values of free speech broadly, as applicable to both institutions. The reason why we have a First Amendment, the reason why we have free speech is to protect unpopular speech, because popular speech doesn't need the protection. And I think that for our democracy to thrive, I think for educational institutions to thrive, everything has to be on the table, including protest. I think there's a place for protest. I think that people need to be able to disagree. People need to be able to express ideas. I think what can't happen, especially in academic institutions, is for any ideas to be pushed off the table. I think you have to engage with those ideas, show why those ideas are wrong. But I think it's a really fine line between opening students' eyes to the full range of our lived experience as Americans, to the full range of the opinions that they will encounter in the world, as engaged Americans, and protecting each other's feelings. And to be clear, I do think that we do need to protect one another's feelings, and I just spoke a moment ago about civility and discourse. And so I think that's actually one way to foster free speech, is to try to foster civil discourse in which people are able to express their views in a way that is not threatening or hostile to another side. But I really think, especially for law schools, you're training lawyers who are supposed to be engaged in debate, and so to shield lawyers from any kind of debate, shield budding lawyers from any kind of debate, I don't think, as a law professor to my bones, I think is not a good model for education.
Yes. Well, as